Hey, Jules Blessed Vegan, and as always, welcome to my channel. And for those of you who are new, I know you can benefit. Well, thanks so much, you guys, for having good thoughts for my husband. He was in an accident yesterday at work because somebody else had helped load his trailer, and he wasn't really aware of the dimensions and dynamics of that. And there's this thing called a purlin, which is just a rough-edged cut piece of metal that's used like in roofing and horse stalls. And there's no protection on it at all. And he had his hat on and stuff in his hands and was walking. And when he looked up, that purlin absolutely smacked him in the face. And because it's razor sharp, seriously, it ended up cutting like through his nostril and all the way down his mouth, and just shy of coming through the back, or it would have been completely separated. And then ended up cutting into this part of his lip as well. And because it was a secure load, he had to make it all the way home. And he got home and he asked me to look at it. And I was just like, yeah, it's a little more than I can deal with, hon. We got to go to the doctor. So we ended up going to emergency, and they did their best by him and ended up giving him 8 stitches on the outside, and I don't even know how many on the inside. But his big deal, as bad as it was that they had to shave part of his mustache. And he plays Santa Claus, and he's going to be Santa in like 2 weeks. And we don't even know if the mustache will grow naturally with the stitches, or how quickly or anything. So that was like his big thing. He was just like, oh my gosh, what if my mustache doesn't grow back in time for Santa? And of course, we will figure out something. But his claim to fame is that it's all natural and that kids can tug on it. I'm sure God has a plan, but I am trying to take care of him because that was insane, and the pain today is not lovely. Anyway, for me, I'm having what I'm deciding are allergies, but I'm thinking I might have a little bit of a cold, darn it, which tends to happen whenever I go on vacation and let my guard down. But because I eat right, I am staying with all of my fluids, and I will absolutely wash this away straight away. All right, so I just want to share a quote because I love to check in, and this is by John Milton, who wrote Paradise Lost, one of the most famous literature pieces of all time. And man, everybody gets this. I think you'll get this. It says, the mind is its own place, which I can totally agree with. And thank God, right? Because people don't get to get into your mind. They think they can, but largely it's your private place, right? Where you can actually protect all that exists in there. But it says the mind is its own place, and in itself, so like within the realm of being inside your mind, can make a heaven of hell and a hell of heaven. So let me read it in its entirety. The mind is its own place, and in itself can make a heaven of hell and a hell of heaven. John Milton. That is just so darn true, isn't it? Because I have been in situations where something's transpiring, and my perception alone is the only thing changing. The event is not modifying itself in any way, but depending on how I approach that event, it is either a living hell for me or totally blessed. And I've seen that before, like even when I'm doing a lesson or something, I'll come into the classroom, and depending on my mindset, the children aren't any different. They're kids. It's how they act every day. The classroom itself is no different, and the expectations remain the same. But how I choose to approach it on any given day is either a total blessing or a nightmare. So I so get that. I love that the mind is its own place because I'm completely content within my mind, but I have to be careful because I tend to be in my mind too much. And I love that with an on-off switch, we can choose to make something a blessing, when a moment ago it was the hardest thing we'd ever experienced. Anyway, I'd love to know your thoughts. Like if you like, join us if you haven't. I have to go take care of my husband and take care of myself. And until we talk again, my friends, know that I prayed for you, and best of all, trust that you're blessed.